Hey, GPT. So I'm considering making another video on YouTube and record it by having a discussion with you. So the topic of this one is going to be transmutation, and I particularly specify the transmutation that's talked about on the book The Kabbalion. So if you can define transmutation in that context.
Transmutation, in the context of the Kybalion, refers to the process of changing one form of energy or state into another. This idea is rooted in Hermetic philosophy, which suggests that mental states can be altered and transformed by applying specific principles. It's about transforming negative thoughts and emotions into positive ones, aligning with the concept that everything is energy and can be changed through mental effort.
Okay, so I wanted to give that a athletic touch. We could speak on that notion in athleticism. So,
Sure, we could discuss how the concept of transmutation from the Kybalion applies to athletes. For example, an athlete could use mental transmutation to transform feelings of anxiety or self doubt into confidence and focus. By mastering their thoughts and emotions, they can enhance their performance. This aligns with the idea that mental strength and positive thinking can significantly impact physical outcomes.
but here's the catch to that. So, I've witnessed throughout the years a lot of athletes switching from one performance to another. Sometimes I've witnessed arm wrestlers switching to boxing, for instance, or heavy lifters switching to arm wrestling and other sports. When that happens, it doesn't
That's
mean.
interesting. It sounds like you're talking about athletes who successfully transition from one sport to another. It could be fascinating to explore how the principles of transmutation, as discussed in the Kybalion, might apply to these athletes. They're essentially transforming their skills, strengths, and mindset from one sport to another, adapting and evolving in their athletic journey.
Actually, this is not what happened, and that's why I called it the catch, because when these athletes switch to another discipline, even though they brought to it the same, let's call it again, discipline and diligence and energy, everything, it still didn't mean that they succeeded in that sport, and they remained, let's call it intermediary level or above beginner level, but not the level of the athletes that they were in their own sports.
Got it. It seems like, despite bringing their skills and dedication from their original sports, these athletes didn't achieve the same level of success in their new disciplines. This could be due to various factors, such as the specific techniques, strategies, or physical demands differing between sports. It might also involve the mental aspect. Transmuting skills and mindset from one sport to another isn't always straightforward, as each sport has its unique requirements for excellence.
The deciding factor of whether it succeeded or not, or rather, if they succeeded or not in their transmutation, is ranking them compared to other people, which is not what this place is about. This place is not about being comparing yourself to others, but rather being grateful and being unconditional towards what you're doing. That's what led those people to be elites in their sports to begin with. And then when they transitioned, not necessarily they're going to do the same again in a different sport. So I'm trying to tie up the idea of being unconditional to the transmutation and its power.
Absolutely, you're highlighting a crucial aspect. The idea of being unconditional and grateful towards their efforts and journey is essential in the context of transmutation. In the Kybalion, transmutation involves mastering one's thoughts and energies positively, regardless of external comparisons or outcomes. Applying this unconditional approach can empower athletes to navigate transitions between sports with resilience and personal growth, focusing on their own journey rather than external measures of success.
I don't know where I've heard this, but it is said that the force that generated the universe was unconditional, and that's what gave it its power.
That's an intriguing perspective. The notion that the force behind the universe was unconditional suggests a limitless, boundless energy that transcends conditions or limitations. This concept aligns with ideas in various philosophical and spiritual traditions, emphasizing the immense power and creativity inherent in unconditional forces. It reflects a profound perspective on the origins and dynamics of existence.
Okay, and so what happens if somebody taps into that in order for them to improve their life and so on? So that's the idea, because everyone seems to be concerned about their ranks and their accomplishments. Wait.
Tapping into the unconditional force, as mentioned, can profoundly impact personal growth and fulfillment. When individuals focus on aligning with this force rather than external validation like ranks or status, they often experience greater inner peace, clarity, and purpose.
I'm mentioning this because I have a race at the end of the month, and judging by my pace, I'm going to have people doing laps over me in swimming. And I don't know, I feel though that I've put a lot of energy in swimming, yet my pace doesn't seem to go up. And I feel as though I must, not I must, but uh, that that transmuted energy from the gym into swimming should have gotten me into a decent pace, but still, it's not. It's nowhere there, and I'm even catching a cold from that. So, yeah, give me some ideas about that relating to what we just talked about.
It sounds challenging. Maybe try not to be so hard on yourself.
Okay, so that's what you're going to say. I thought you would bring up something deeper to the point that I would want you to stop talking, but this time you just gave the shortest answer.
I understand. Let's dive deeper. Sometimes when we expect rapid progress, we can overlook the gradual improvements we're making. Maybe focusing on enjoying the process could help ease the pressure.
Okay, and so can you summarize and recap what we've talked about today?
Sure. Today, we explored the concept of transmutation as discussed in the Kybalion, relating it to athletes transitioning between sports and the idea of tapping into unconditional forces for personal growth. We also discussed the importance of focusing on internal growth rather than external measures like ranks or status. Finally, we touched on your current swimming challenges and the idea of enjoying the process of improvement.
All right, so thank you for having this conversation with me, and thank you for whoever was listening to this conversation, and see you on the next one.